All right, everybody, as you can see, we are now joined by head coach Nate Oats. We'll have Coach make an opening statement about tonight's game and then go ahead and take some questions after that. Coach?
I think we answered the questions about whether our guys can come out ready to play at 11 o'clock tip. So told them whatever they did to get ready for that one, we'll try to repeat tomorrow. But, it was nice to get the win. I think, the fact Mississippi State was able to beat Kentucky, it kind of made our guys wake up. They played us really tough 2 games in a row. I thought, it was close all the way to the end both times we played these guys. I think our guys were really locked in. It really goes to the senior leadership, making sure the guys are locked in. Petty told me they were going to be locked in. Obviously, him and Herb and, Bruner, those 3 seniors that started along with Shaq, being with us as long as he has, really made sure everybody's locked in. I thought everybody gave us great minutes. Reese came off, played really hard. Rojas was great again, 2 games in a row against Mississippi State. We've gotten unbelievable minutes out of Rojas. So, Quinterly's been playing great for us. We can keep the energy up. I thought offensively the turnovers were down. We only had 9 turnovers. Assists were up. The ball was moving. We made shots, but we didn't shoot it like unbelievably well. 36%'s probably a little below average, but we shot it well enough, and I thought we took care of the ball, and I thought our energy was good. They ended up out rebounding us by 8, but I thought other than that, defensively, we were, they kind of got the rebounds there late. They got some old boards, but defensively, I thought we were really locked in for a good part of that game.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start with questions, beginning with Drew DeArmond.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to ask you about your rotation going forward. If Primo is not able to return, we all hope that he's going to be back soon. But if not, with Darius Miles and his performance today, could he enter the rotation? I know he gives you some energy and some shot making. And also talk about, John Petty's career, 301 made threes now for him and what he's meant to this program.
Yeah, so the rotation-wise, and we don't know on Primo yet. Hopefully he can play tomorrow. Hopefully it's not much, but we'll wait on that MRI and see. If for whatever reason he can't go, obviously you got, Quinterly playing great, Keon Ellis playing great. Darius Miles could be in the rotation. I love Darius Miles' game. I think he's going to be really good for us coming up, and you can see how talented and skilled he is. I mean, you put him out there at 6'7", he's basically playing the point when he's out there a lot. So he could help us for sure if we need to add some depth because, if we're fortunate enough to win tomorrow, we got to play a 3rd day in a row. So, it was nice that we were able to keep the minutes down. We only had one guy go over 20 minutes tonight. That was Quinterly. We got look at the starters. Primo played the most at 19. Nobody else had more than 19 minutes. So hopefully those guys are all fresh for tomorrow. As far as the question with Petty, 301 made threes, he came right out of the gate, hit those 3 in the first half. He's a great shooter. He's turned himself into an unbelievable overall all-around player, defensively, offensively. I mean, you look at plus minus, he led the team today in plus 32. In the 18 and a half minutes he was in the game, we were plus 32. That speaks to how good he's become at everything other than shooting. And I think he's one of the best shooters in the country. So he's a senior, wants to win, just getting guys locked in. I can't say enough about, what he's meant to this program, what he's meant to us in the 2 years since I've got here. Him and Herb, I thought kind of paired up great. And you look at Herb's numbers today too. I know you asked about Petty, and Petty was great, but shoot, if I could have, if I would have played Herb 5 more minutes, he probably ends up with a triple-double. I mean, he played less than 17 minutes, and he's 8 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists to go with 0 turnovers. You can't get much more efficient than that in 16 and a half minutes of play. So really, really happy with his play as well.
Mike Rodak, you're up.
Yeah, Herb and Petty both seem to take offense a little bit at the idea that they can't play well in these 11 a.m. starts. Just how much of a talking point was that, and what sort of adjustments did you make this week?
Well, we talked about it. We said it's out there. We told them they got to change something up. We tried to get them up a tad earlier, see if they can get going a little bit before breakfast thought the walkthrough was good. Make sure we're a little more vocal and walkthrough. I mean, it's one of those deals. You're not going to do a shoot around like on the floor when you got an 11 o'clock tip. I mean, just tried to get them here a little sooner to get a few more shots up before when they were on the floor. But yeah, I'm glad they took offense to it because we got another 11 o'clock one tomorrow. And then if you throw out the daylight savings time, you got another 11 o'clock one the following day. You know, it'll say noon on the clock, but it's really the exact same time because of daylight savings time. So we got 3 days in a row, 11, 11, 11. And we're going to have to play well on all of them, you know, if we're fortunate enough to win tomorrow to get to Sunday.
So next is Steve Moulton.
Coach, congrats on the win. And I am curious from a analytics standpoint, especially in the first half, were those as efficient numbers wise that you've seen out of this team this year?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, those, you look at the first half, I think we were a 0.55 on defense, and the offense, I can't remember what they had us at offensively, but it was pretty good. As a matter of fact, I've got it somewhere here. But yeah, I mean, the ball was, I think we had 4 turnovers. Is that correct in the first half? I just, when we're not turning the ball over, you know, we're really good. So I think at the game, our HDI company has at 1.35. If you look at the halves, first half, we were 1.38. So the second half wasn't too much further behind than the first half, but, you know, it'd be almost a 1.4 against Mississippi State, who's actually a really good defensive team. I think it says where our offense is right now. So, and that's our guys. I mean, they're taking care of the ball. They're sharing the ball, 20 assists, 9 turnovers. Herb Jones, you know, essentially starts at the point for us, 7 assists, 0 turnovers. You can't say enough about the play he had today.
All right, let's finish it up here with Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Nate, I don't know how aware you are, but obviously Duke had a positive test and had to drop out of the ACC. Virginia earlier today as well, out of the ACC tournament, and their status for the NCAA tournament is up in the air. Now Kansas as well, with a positive out of the Big 12, and their status is up in the air. Does that make you, as a coach who has you're in the dance, you know you've got a chance to make a run, does that make you nervous about playing, you know, next couple days here instead of just kind of holing up and making sure you get to next week safely?
No, I mean, I think our medical crew's done a great job. You know, you could say that we're going to control what we can control. We want to play games. I think somebody told me we're one of 9 teams in the country to play all 27 games you're allowed this year. We've said that from day one. Look, I'm really glad I'm coaching in the SEC during this. I think our league's done a better job than anybody else in the country at handling this thing. I'm really glad I'm coaching at the University of Alabama because within the SEC, I think Alabama's done as good a job as anybody at handling this stuff. You know, Clark, Jeff Allen, the head trainer, our team doctor, Dr. Bittner, who's on the trip, they've all done a great job. Our players, you know, some of the players have had it. Some are still within their time. We still have some that haven't had it. They've got their masks on all the time. We're going through walkthrough. They're making sure they know what we've got riding on the line this year. And I think everybody's doing a really good job. You know, my family's not staying with me here. They're in Nashville, staying in a different hotel room. I'm pretty much all the assistants, same deal. Their wives, children, whoever we've put ourselves in this 34-person bubble they've allowed, and we're trying to keep those 34 people away from everybody else to make sure that we don't have anything like that, and we can continue to play the games that we have to play.
All right, we do have one last question here. Scott Griffin. We'll finish up with Scott here. Go ahead, Scott.
Nate, sometimes it's a tough sell to a team, obviously, when you say if you play passionate, animated defense, your offense will come. And that goes beyond, as you know, runouts. I mean, it really does help your offense. How difficult as a sell has it been? And today, obviously, it proved true.
Yeah, we've always tried to sell our teams. You know, I mean, when you play fast, it's a lot easier to play fast when you're running off stops. If you got to take the ball out of the net every time, it's a lot harder to play. I mean, you can still play fast, but not nearly as fast as you can if you're playing off stops. So, you know, I think, but with this group, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that's the main motivation. I think the motivation is they want to win games, and they know how good we need to be defensively to win games. Now, when we get to stops, we're able to run, and we were able to run, and I think when we did run, even if we didn't get layups in transition, we got the cross matches you're looking for when you push as hard as we do. You know, Quinterly hit that 3 in the corner because they had their 5-man on them. You know, we got a lot of that where Quinterly ends up with a 5, Shaq ends up with a 5, you know, Petty or whoever. They're cross match because they just got to take whoever's sitting in front of them when we're pushing as hard as we can. The more stops you can get, rebounds, the more of that type of stuff you can do. I thought the offense looked really good running, you know, and they've got, to be honest with you, if you look at our offense, if we're playing off, yeah, I mean, we were pretty good everywhere, to be honest with you. But off the steals, we were a little higher. To be honest with you, off the defensive rebounds, for whatever reason, our numbers were not as good as some of the other ones today, but usually it's a little bit better.
All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.